Ham looked over at Hope and thought about the question she had just posed. Where did the cheese come from? Had he ever asked that question before? Had Hope? He thought back, sorting through all the memories of times they had spent together, looking for cheese, finding cheese, and enjoying cheese. Had they ever, even once, asked themselves this question? They hadn't. He was sure of it. Ham felt his pulse quicken. He didn't know why, but this felt important. He looked at Hope again, all traces of irritation gone now. Where did the cheese come from? He repeated slowly. You know, I think that might be a very good question. Hope's eyes sparkled. Does that mean you've got the answer? Well, no, said Ham, but it still seems like a good question. If we keep asking it, maybe we'll find a good answer. They were both quiet for a moment. Then Hope looked over at Ham and said, I wonder what's outside the maze. Ham stared at her. What's outside the maze? He shook his head in disbelief. There's nothing outside the maze. What a thought! Outside the maze? That made no sense at all. The maze was all there was. There wasn't any outside. Ah, said Hope. She paused, then looked again at Ham and said, Are you sure? Of course I'm sure, said Ham. They looked at each other, and then they both burst out with the same words at the same time. A thought you trust is true. Another belief. And it seemed to Ham that this might be the kind that held him down, rather than lifting him up. Could he change his mind about this one too? Ham shut his eyes and tried to imagine a place outside the maze. In his imagination, though, all he could see was the maze itself, just as he had always known it. He opened his eyes again and shook his head. It's no good. I'm not seeing it. He looked at Hope. All I can see is what's in the maze. I can't picture anything outside it. The maze, after all, was all Ham knew. He had been hammed in all his life. Hope looked at him thoughtfully. Then she said, What if you just believe it first? Maybe then you'll see it. That's crazy, was what Ham was about to say. Instead, he said, That's a great idea. If there really were no limits to what he could believe, then why not give it a try? He closed his eyes again and began to think. There is something amazing outside the maze. Ham took a big breath and felt the new thought fill up his mind. And as it did, he felt himself trusting it. He opened his eyes and wrote another note.